Welcome back, everybody, to the inaugural play day of Project Eris. I am so excited to be here. My name is Santos, and I need that fellow ping pong paddle. I need the person to bounce off of, and I got one of the best in the business. I got Light Rose aside me. Light Rose, how are you doing today? I mean, man, we had to have the technical issue somewhere, but I mean, I'm just absolutely stoked to be here. To be completely honest with you, it's such an amazing opportunity and such a good mission as well. Giving women the platform to compete is just what it's just an amazing mission that we have going on here at Project Eris. And Light Rose, are you good to go now? Apparently not. All right, I'm gonna keep this going. I got to spitball a little bit more here, but we have an amazing game coming at you here today. We got Tachanka's Angels going up against the Valkyries. So I mean, we had CDAPS and Jazz, two of the best in the business, leading off, and now I'm here as well. I'm just so happy to be here. Are you good to go now? Are we good? I mean, I can hear you. Oh man, the technical issues continue, but I'm gonna keep spitballing. I mean, we have some insane people as well. We got just a bunch of insane members of the community. Thank you all so much for your support as well. By the way, we really just couldn't do this without you. Thank you so much to everyone behind the scenes as well. I'm just gonna keep this spitball rolling as long as possible before we can get Light Rose moving. I oh man, I need material. I need material to be completely honest. But the weather for
Okay.
me, oh man, it's so sunny
Okay,
outside.
we're in, Santos. You shut up. You've talked
I can
enough.
shut up. I can shut up now.
Okay. I am back. It feels like any time that I try to go into this, somehow my microphone is muted. We go through all of these checks and somehow I'm muted. It's the plight of being a caster. It's unfortunate. But yes, I now can have the ability to talk. You don't have to ruin your throat just by going over and over again. But yes, to continue your question that you probably said about 2 minutes ago, I'm doing great. We had a really good couple of matches. Well, obviously with Turler coming out with that play, just amazing. And what a start! Like it's amazing to have such a great play and off such a great couple matches. But now it's our turn, and we've got a couple of unknowns compared to the last one. We got Valkyries and Tachanka's Angels.
Man, I mean, some of these people are going to go absolutely insane. I've played against a lot of these people before, and let me tell you, some of the members of Valkyries, well, they are not to be slept on in the slightest. We got Astra, Ancient One is absolutely insane as well. Val and Psyche. I mean, I want to bring her a little bit of attention as well. She was one of my oldest Siege friends, and yeah, she calls herself the supportive support because she will stop at nothing to get walls open and whatnot. But the Chalka's Angels definitely shouldn't be slept on as I just slept on either.
Yeah, and that's something about not having an extremely prevalent roster like we know having in CCSW or anything else is that this is your time to show what you are made of. This is just time to show whether you're going to be able to contend with Google Dolls, with DG, or any of these teams that we just saw take the victory. And now we need somewhere to play. That is absolutely what needs to happen is Valkyries versus Tachankas. I feel like that's like a flag football name. You got to pick a team to represent. So you're going to get the Valkyries and the Tachankas. That's what it is.
I mean, they both sit on the defensive side, but some would say that Valkyrie bows down to Chichanka. We're going to have to see if that is the case in the matchup. I don't think it will be. I think it's going to be a lot more interesting. I think the little beef between the operators is definitely going to work out in our favor, but we have the map bands ahead of you as well. We need to find out, as you said, where we're going to be sort of settling the score here, Light Rose. What do you expect to see? I'm so interested to see, especially with an Oregon band coming out first. So
And the
at least we
Villa
don't have
ban.
Oregon.
Yeah, and a Villa ban. And those two maps are really what we've seen so much. We have seen if Oregon isn't played 50% chance it's going to be Villa. And taking those two
Mhm.
already off, I think we're in for some really good seats. Taking Chalet, so we've got Cafe, Clubhouse, as well, Coastline. So it is going to be one of those couple ones. And I think getting an atypical map compared to what we just saw with Coastline, with Oregon, it's going to be very, very exciting. And do my eyes deceive me? It is going to be a Clubhouse.
So onto the motorcycle club we go. We're gonna see if we can rev our engine straight into this matchup because, well, Clubhouse is one of those maps where it seems like all of the strategies have been sort of flushed out, and it really comes down to your gun skill. That being said, there is definitely some room for some strategic little flip arounds on Clubhouse. So I'm looking forward to seeing this one. I'm looking forward to seeing what these girls have up their sleeve.
Yeah, and we're getting close to the point where Clubhouse is going to get reworked, and so now we're hanging on to the shred of the old map. Granted, Clubhouse isn't changing too much. We just have that bar stock in the basement that's really going to change, but still, it might change how these sites are played. What operators are really prevalent, especially on that bar stock, if that becomes a site that actually gets
Please.
played. Yeah, that would actually be very, very interesting to have kind of 4 sites be viable. Will Gym Bedroom, get thrown to the floor, or well, we just kind of have an all around equal map? But right now, we're still stuck on those 3 sites, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is big time unfortunate. I want to see Barstock getting played. An old caster by the name of Flynn Cast would definitely love to see it played. We saw it in Pro League once, so I mean, it's viable already. Just no one wants to give it the time of day. But you mentioned the other 3 sites. Now, Gym and Bedroom has actually seen a rise in prevalence recently, and it's something that's caught me a little off guard just because I'm used to that sort of 2 site meta, and then you probably have to replay one or once in a ranked game. But Gym Bedroom is definitely not a site to be trifled with.
Yeah, with teams kind of changing a little bit of their strategies, possibly wanting to trick or bandit trick, mute trick, anything like that haunt to wall. And with the ability to have an Aruni now, you can able to Surya those windows. That really takes off a line of access into the site. And if you combine a castle and an Aruni, then it is just there's no way that you're getting into the site or anything through those windows. And that's something that teams have really been able to utilize, combined with, smoke. This everything comes together to make Gym Bedroom an actual defendable site that we have, like as you mentioned, seen these teams go to more and more. Sometimes they'll start on Gym Bedroom, go for a little bit of catch the opposing team off guard, but now we are ready to get into it. Speculation aside, Valkyries versus TACHANKA'S Angels. We're all ready to get into this, and I can't wait to see what's in store.
Everything is going. Oh, never mind. Apparently, we get to ramble on for just a few more
Woo!
seconds. It seems like me and you always have these sort of technical difficulties, but we'll keep on
It
rambling on. Now,
happens.
something that I did want to bring to your attention, Light
Mhm.
Rose, is that we're allowed to play Thunderbird here inside of Eris, and that could have a gigantic impact on some of these operator lineups that we could see.
Yeah, and Thunderbird is going to be a very, very unique operator. And I think as soon as we start to get into the meat of the conversation, of course, we have to get cut off. Going straight on into it, I'll bring that up later. We'll talk about it because I think it obviously is important. If we do see
Mhm.
Thunderbird at all, I think that'll be an interesting topic to kind of talk about. But going on to Clubhouse, the bans Thatcher obviously with certain hardwalls extremely important, like CCTV. Him going off the board is very, very important, but this attacking ban, either taking off Maverick, Jackal, can really decide how Tachanka's Angels kind of want to go through this. Do they want to just brute force their way through walls or hatches by banning out the Maverick? But instead, it is going to be the Maverick. I was expecting myself to be proven wrong, so I was planning for it, but no,
Mhm.
it is going to be that Maverick.
That just makes Habana and Ace that much more prevalent, right? Because they are so crucial as far as getting that CCTV wall open if you're defending that top floor. Also, you could open up a hole into the garage to potentially counteract that garage window as well. And Cade is going to be the next ban. Cade is obviously a very important operator to ban if you want to have any hope in hell of trying to take your way down into the basement bomb site. So seeing Cade, not much of a surprise. And Valkyrie is our final ban. A lot of information being taken off the board, and a lot of aggression could potentially be taken out of the hands of I just noticed this, but out of the Valkyries' hands.
Yep, of course. And I mean, sadly, Tachanka still might get played, but it's going to have to wait a little bit because Tachanka's Angels is starting out on that attack. But no gym bedroom. It's going to be CCTV and cash. And I guess it gets to be brought up. So we'll talk about the Thunderbird. I will now go on my rant. I personally do not see the benefit in bringing Thunderbird over certain operators. I like with Psyche on Vigil. Yes, Thunderbird might have a little bit more viability than Vigil because of what she's able to bring, but still, it's what does Thunderbird bring compared to these other operators? So Thunderbird on CCTV cache might be a good choice because you're able to put that healing package straight onto rafters, possibly right behind cache as well, and then they can just really hunker down and really become an anchored spot. And that's something that where Psyche puts these kind of Healy drone bits, the technical term, obviously, that it's going to be deciding on how they're going to play this out, whether how strong they're going to play this one out. Right there, you do see Psyche placing that one right there, and we will see if anything occurs that's going to be a little out of the ordinary on this defense, but everything just kind of seems to be the norm.
I think Psyche would do well to put one of those healing drones on top of top red as well. It's a very defendable position. It's something that you need to hold. Obviously, if Tachanka's Angels are able to open up that CCT or the CCTV wall, CCTV wall, then that position definitely holds a lot of importance between whether or not Valkyries are going to be able to win this initial defense. And well, we finally got into our action phase. Light Wheels, I'm so excited to be around you again. It's been such a long time. Like, I know we were supposed to get the sappy stuff out of the way before we got into the game, but it's just a pleasure to be around you.
Yes, you and I have. It's been a little bit since we've been able to cast together, but now we're a set duo. We're gonna be here every Thursday. We're gonna get to cast these teams. It's gonna be super exciting. And already, I know something exciting is about to happen. We do see Zeal kind of slinking up those blue stairs. There is gonna be an engagement very early. Nobody taking initial damage just yet, and now it's just going to be waiting, and Zeal's just going to back off just a little bit. The drone has spotted them as a frag grenade is thrown on out, but still nothing gone either way. Zeal still hanging out on blue stairs. The Gemini is going to be able to spot them, but really nothing else is going to happen. They're still going to try to go to the window, find any initial frag just to start this one off. The frag grenade thrown out, and it just misses the window completely. And unfortunately, Tachanka's Angels with Toxic not really anywhere near the window, just kind of have to abandon taking out Zeal.
That's a lot of utility usage, as well as Ice Rocker peeks out just a little bit too wide and will eventually be taken down by Asher. That 416 carbine, well, it still does a lot of damage in the right hands, and a lot of utility was used to try and deal with. It was Zeal who's playing inside of that secret position. Well, obviously she hasn't been taken down, and it seems like the Tachanka's Angels are just going to try and force their way into stock, and well, Astra's going to have an answer for that every step of the way. As Jay Holiday is going to get taken down as well. Flog actually taking a lot of damage to the mute of Ancient One, but Toxic Page able to get the refrag out there. Stephos is eventually going to fall as well, and well, Tachanka's Angels are looking for a little bit of momentum. They're not going to find it in this round, though, as Toxic Page, well, this is a hard situation to find yourself out of, and Val will eventually find that final kill, and Valkyries, well, that was a dominant defensive show.
Yeah, definitely. It seems that Valkyries didn't really able to do much. You saw them being very passive. Aside from the certain garage kind of stairs hold, they were very anchored, obviously, with the Thunderbird. That helps you a lot, but they were really rigid in their position. We saw Valkyries not really moving and waiting for Tachanka's Angels just to come on over to them, and they just won the gunfights through and through, winning that, I believe it was 4-0 in terms of man count. But now going on over to the basement, we are going to see a Fuse, possibly 6th pick. The Fuse buff has not come through. So obviously there would be some differentiating strategies coming out from Tachanka's, but I think they are going to be going on over to the kitchen and just plumping those explosive hockey pucks down below.
Another thing to note as well is that Astra actually switched onto the Goyo from the Pulse. I would have expected to see a Pulse shown on this bottom floor bomb site just because of how much information you get onto the kitchen floor, and it enables all of the rest of your nitro cells to really be just a factor inside of this matchup. Also, I'm not seeing anything from the Valkyries to potentially defend from a dirt push outside of Astra's Goyo shield, so it seems like they're investing a lot into trying and defending from the dirt side with no real information being dedicated to trying to defend from the kitchen floor. And as a matter of fact, it seems like they don't intend, or well, they're going to send people up late to reinforce those hatches, but it seems like they're not really investing a lot of utility to try and defend up there.
What I'm honestly expecting is that we are going to see some roamers on that first to second floor. You do see Zeal kind of running up those stairs. We just saw Val, reinforcing that hatch. Yeah, exactly. Zeal is actually going to leave the hatch alone, keep it soft, and that might be a little bit of a bait coming through, as the drone is going to be able to spot Zeal. I'm hoping
she's not having fun with that.
Yeah,
no.
I'm hoping that was just a play with the drone and not a seriousness, because that would be very, very unfortunate from the one time that we spotted Zeal to have something like that happen. It would be very, very bad. But already, once again, it is just Stephos hanging outside, punching these windows, and just attracting these defenders like honey. They're sticking to each other so fast, and already it is going to be Zeal claiming the first kill of the round. That is the fuse gone, so that is going to be a lot of utility clear off the board, but they are going to be able to take out the Jaeger, so it is a 4v4 relatively early still in the round.
Well, you mentioned how important those hockey pucks are going to be, and unfortunately for TACHANKA'S Angels, none of the Valkyries are really going to feel any pressure on that bottom floor. They still have yet to deal with Zeal inside of Billiards as well, and they've invested a little bit into the strip push, and unfortunately the investment has not really had a return as of just yet. But Zeal, well, she is low on health and will eventually, get pinched on by a bunch of different players. Shots are missed and shots are being traded before eventually Ice Rocker is going to pinch down on the Zeal and catch her just trying to fight someone inside of that strip side. So a very good pinch coming out from TACHANKA'S Angels, but the damage has already been done. However, they do have the man advantage in this round, and they have plenty of time to work with. We're going to see a lot of vertical play happening from these TACHANKA'S Angels. Meanwhile, Flog actually has made her way relatively quietly. She's let her position be known inside of dirt. She's just trying to pinch down into the site and catch anyone slipping in terms of rotations from Valkyries. But overall, some really good control being taken from TACHANKA'S Angels despite a very sloppy start.
Yeah, what we've seen so far, at least in this round, is TACHANKA'S Angels have done a good job at creating a pinch and a crossfire of sorts. And if they can continue that, whether that is Flog all the way in dirt, on the hatch, or anybody in blue, then this is where success could be made. 30 seconds left, though. They probably have to find one more, and that's exactly going to be it. Taking out Psyche, who's looking in blue, and now forcing Valkyries to really dedicate their position on on a single area. You can see into church, both Astra and Ancient One are looking over there. Flog is going to be able to have on that pinch, but as we get to the 10-second mark, Ancient One's not going to be able to find anything, and as Astra gets taken down, as TACHANKA'S Angels evening it up at 1-1 right here.
I can imagine just the internal screaming that went on in her head when she peeked out into Moto and saw 3 different operators there from TACHANKA'S Angels. That is a date with death. That is for absolutely sure. But they're gonna try that Church and Arsenal Room bomb site again, and I have to say there was a little bit of lack of information coming out from Valkyries, which could have eventually led to their downfall. You saw a lot of face checking coming out from that defensive side, and well, when one of your site players gets picked off the way that Psyche did, unfortunately, you're just going to get pinched on from every single angle, and it's just impossible to watch that many angles at once. But oh man, I love the replays. That's so beautiful, dude.
That was actually a very terrifying image, just peeking church and looking at the face of 3 players. That is knowing that death is imminent and you have made poor decisions in life.
Hopefully you can pick off one, but unfortunately that wasn't the case there.
Yeah, I mean, with the kind of one-shot headshot, you can get some crazy plays with that, but I think, unfortunately, nothing of the sort will be happening. We're not having anything absolutely massive, crazy just happened yet. It's kind of been relatively usual, relatively to the norm so far. We've seen, Tachanka's win that second round, do a pretty good job at clearing the roam out relatively early in the round and kind of make their way onto the site so they can actually buy themselves time to drone out, find positioning, actually capitalize on the mistakes of Valkyries. So if Tachanka's Angels continue that like they did last round, because we're on the same basement side, then obviously they should find themselves with a win again. But standing in the way is going to be Zeal all the way in Strip Club, just being so aggressive. That is something that definitely has the Zeal stamp of approval, is just the natural aggression that comes with being this roamer.
Oh, she's absolutely looking for heads, and meanwhile, Val is actually there to support her as well. But Toxic Paige is looking to try and deal with the roamers from the top down. It's just interesting to me that Tachanka's Angels have split up their attacking force so much, with only, I think it's one player sitting on that strip side, with eventually, trying to send those support players as well with those drones. But we could be seeing a very early engagement here as Jay Holiday, well, she's shaking in her boots by the way that she's drone and just aiming into the outside. But, I mean, that's understandable considering how well Zeal has been playing in these aggressive roles so far. It's just interesting to see, Light Rose, that, the fear between these two sides is definitely intimate. There's a lot of respect between these two teams.
Absolutely. I think that you should always really start out with respect.
Oh.
And then I was going to say lose
and then
it.
throw that out the window.
Yeah, Zeal is really gaining the respect, I think, with their super crazy roam that we have just seen so far. And they are really making a name for themselves, at least in this match, in this initial match. It's really putting the fear of God into Tachanka's Angels. They've had to go onto this Jackal. They've had to dedicate a lot more of Gemini clones just to trying to make sure that a roamer is not there. You can see Toxic now. Oh no, they find themselves losing the initial gunfight, but they're still alive. They can still wield a gun, and that's really all you need. But Zeal is a really worthy target to fight against, and no, still some shots going to be fired, and it's going to be Zeal taking a little bit of damage. They're going to rotate on over to that north side, and they're going to meet a friendly face all the way over in a bathroom. Silly me, that's a hologram. And Zeal now trying to find another one. We see the rotate happening. The yellow ping coming on through. It's going to be a little bit more information that Zeal might need to win this engagement out, but it's just the fact that Zeal is alive that really is helping them here. You look at the top of your screen, 40 seconds left, and Tachanka's Angels really haven't found anything to try to get onto the site, and the longer that Zeal stays alive, or Valor, anybody on the roam, it absolutely looks like a thorn in any initial attack that Tachanka's Angels will have. And yeah, you can see they kind of have to disregard Zeal and Val because they just don't have the time for it.
With 20 seconds to go, they're just going to have to pick pick a point of the site and just absolutely send it in there. Well, Psyche is going to be able to take out Stephos, and, well, things are just falling apart for the Tachanka's Angels. Astra is also in prime position to deal with this Jackal as well. Unfortunately, that Nitro Cell will miss, and actually Tachanka's Angels kind of forcing this one back a little bit, but unfortunately it's a little bit too late. Actually, Toxic is trying to get that diffuser down, but Ancient One in perfect position to counteract that, and, well, you said it yourself. There was a lot of time wasted throughout the course of that round, and I think that spelled the end for Tachanka's Angels. It was really just a lot of inefficiencies coming out from that side. It seemed like throughout the mid-course of that round that they didn't really have a structured sort of plan. They really were just trying to play off of that pick and trying to deal with Zeal. Well, she held that position for the better part of 2 minutes, and that is an absolutely insane effort from her.
And now they're having to dedicate even more just to this anti-roam. You see the gridlock on the board 0.
Yep.
Now,
wow.
This is called an anti-Zeal comp. Val is going to be on the smoke, and it's Astra actually picking up the Jaeger. So now they have to adapt to a different play style of another player. And it seems that Valkyries now kind of have the control right now. And in these first couple rounds, they seem to have the grip on this initial round because of how aggressive and how strong the real roam from Zeal has just been. And Val has been there, but Val really hasn't needed to do much because of how strong Zeal has been. I'm expecting to go on over to Zeal, and they're just going to be in Strip Club once again. They're going to be on the opposite side of the map, somehow finding a kill onto Tachanka's Angels or wasting 50 billion minutes off the clock.
I mean, these site players haven't felt any sort of pressure, and when they have felt any pressure, excuse me, then well, they've dealt with it really effectively. So you saw Psyche getting a kill in that last round, playing onto the site, and obviously that shotgun SMG combo from Ancient One is definitely a force to be reckoned with. Is something that we're finding out, and something that the other teams inside of Project Eris are definitely going to have to start looking out for and game planning for. Now, I mean, Valkyries are going to be heading to this gym and bedroom site, and obviously I was talking about this in the program, but this is a site that has seen a little bit more play inside of the competitive scene, but you would typically see a castle. So I'm interested to see how Valkyries are going to deal with these windows, because if Tachanka's Angels are able to get a little bit of pressure coming from windows as well as Jacuzzi, then, well, that spells a lot of danger for people that are roaming, such as Zeal, who is sitting inside of Garage, but Flog has an idea of where she is.
I was about to say, Zeal was playing press spacebar to die.
Yeah.
Essentially, waiting out in front of that window, and you just saw the sights of Flog were absolutely trained on them, but it seems that Flog has grown bored. They have better things to do with their life, and that is going to be to try to open up that wall at all. As you can see that it is going to be mute jammed. They have to find some other angle to enter this site, and it is going to be logistic. The drone is going on through. No roamers hiding in logistic, as we can all see by the foot scan of Toxic Pay. And now with Flog going on over to CCTV, there is going to be once again that little pinch that I mentioned a couple rounds ago that Tachanka's Angels actually had success with. Now with Angel One taking a lot of damage, and if they can find the initial kill onto Zeal, Flog is going to miss the headshot, sadly, and they lose Ice Rocker, and Zeal getting taken down. That is a huge step to winning this round. Now, even though it is a 4v4, Tachanka's Angels have the initial progress that they need.
What is a little worrisome, though, is that they still haven't been able to take any pressure inside of Cash. And, well, Psyche is there to meet you with a barrel of her own. And she also has the crossfire set up. You can see that little hole in the Cash, or the Cash construction sort of transition wall there. Flog is eventually going to use this rotation against Psyche. I'm not sure if she is any the wiser. Yes, she is. And all it's going to take is the click of the mouse one to take down Flog. And that's Diffuser down on that side of the map as well. And, well, we've seen the full commit coming in from this Tachanka's Angels side as they've dropped into logistics. But guess what? The diffuser is on the other side of the map, and you're going to have to go on a little bit of a recovery mission. And that's exactly what Stephos has done. But, well, she's a one-woman team over there on that side, and it just doesn't seem viable for Tachanka's Angels to win this round. And the time is just absolutely clicking away. Psyche's going to catch another kill as well, but Astra has been felled. And, well, Tachanka's Angels are simply a lot of time wasted in that round, and Valkyries are looking good on this defensive side so far.
Yeah, they are, and I don't really think that is going to change, because now Gym Bedroom is gone. They get to go over to the statistically defense site that we all associate with Clubhouse defense. That's CCTV, and they did have, I think, initial success with the site. Yeah, it was that first basement site that Tachanka's Angels did win. So we're seeing just the same kind of setup on both sides. Tachanka's Angels now electing to bring the IQ. Now that could be a 6th pick off. Yes, we do see as Stephos is going to go onto the Yana. Very, very typical. But the Ying, will Jay Holiday actually find something with the Candelas? Or Zeal on the Aruni just to rocket punch her to death?
Yeah, that's something that I haven't really heard from the side of Tachanka's Angels now that you mention it, right? I haven't heard the distinctive pop of those Candelas. We've seen a little bit of nade usage, but unfortunately they haven't netted a kill as of just yet. So there are a couple questions about the utility usage coming out from Tachanka's Angels, but I'm sure that they're going to be making these adjustments moving forward. Meanwhile, Valkyries, they've been doing a good job at just staying out of danger and really playing for picks. Those roamers, well, their primary job is to waste time, and the kills that they get is sort of a bonus. And, well, they've been getting kills left, right, and center throughout the course of these rounds. So I'm looking for Tachanka's Angels to play a little bit smarter around the utility. There's also a question a little bit about their time usage throughout these rounds. It seems like all of these rounds are coming down to the last minute, but there really isn't any true pressures coming that Valkyries have felt throughout the course of this game. It seems like as long as they're able to just hold these positions, then Tachanka's Angels really just, they've struggled with the side execute so far.
I'm wondering if, the new operator Oso would change any of that with the kind of stuck in the ways that kind of Tachanka's Angel have, the struggle to really root out this defense, trying to find any way to pressure them as well. That is something that Valkyries really do need. Now they're just going to try to really attack this one head on. Frag Grenade not finding anyone or anything for that matter. Obviously, the Mute Jammer is really the target, but still, now they have to initially go into stock, try to find something with Ice Rocker on that Buck Sledge. Losing that SMG-11, they're going to have to adapt to the Buck probably because they have that secondary hard breach. Very, very strong, powerful gadget in your Canadian hands, obviously. But oh boy, that might be a mistake, Santos.
That's something that you got to shoot out. There's no real other way to get around that. You gotta shoot your default sound light rose as well, I think it's still up, and that could potentially spell a lot of danger for the woman that was playing on that CCTV balcony. Yep. They're still just sitting on that info, and well, Val is just going to call that out left, right, and center. They've left it up, and it's been a long time. It's been nearly half the round here, V.
I mean, I have no clue how they have not seen the blue flashing light. Stephos, please look to your slight left. There has to be something there. Even though there isn't going to be, I believe, that kind of CC push, Cash doesn't still seem all that successful. Mute Jammer on the wall. The door is really barricaded with that Syria Gate as Psyche is going to find the first kill onto Stephos, obviously with the help of that default can that still really has yet to be shot. Jade Holiday is throwing that Candela one for three. I think work on your free throw shooting there. Just spend some time at the backyard, but still it's Zeal taking out Paige, and it seems that Tachanka's Angels just haven't found any success the longer that this round goes on.
Yeah, with 30 seconds to go, unfortunately, well, they're going to have to force their way through construction, and the first of the smoke grenades are being popped off as Val will expend one of those mustard gas grenades to try and get something going. Ice Rocker attempts to go for a flank down through the lounge, but Astra has been watching that since the beginning of the round. 15 seconds remain, and Flog is going to have to send it through this Rooney gate because, well, that's the only real safe way into the site, and the crossfires are established from Valkyries, and really all it's going to take is a couple clicks of the mouse ones and some trust in your shotgun for the Valkyries to take yet another round. And well, the problem that's been lingering for the Tachanka's Angels has shown its ugly face once again. They've wasted a lot of time, and there wasn't any opportunity for utility usage. 1 for 3, well, that's a pretty good batting average. That can be said, but when you're doing that with Candelas, that's just not going to get the job done, is it?
I mean, yeah, with at-bats, you theoretically will always have a next at-bat, but with Candelas, you only have 3 of those. You got to use them to the best of your abilities, and sadly, it led to the flawless round, as you could see, and Valkyrie is still winning this one out. And do you think this is kind of a defensive attacking sided, or is it just kind of a team average? Because there's a lot of times where we can see a one-sided half, but once the side swap, once we get to that 7th round, then it feels like things automatically change on a dime.
Well, things can definitely change on a dime, like you said, but the biggest thing to me is that Valkyries seem to just be getting inside of a groove. They haven't been really pressed outside of one round coming from Tachanka's Angels, and they've been comfortably going through these rounds. And well, I'm seeing a little bit of discomfort coming from the Tachanka's Angels side, so maybe that has something to do with it, right? The defense, starting on that defensive side, will definitely provide you a little bit of comfort. I'm interested to see, like you said, what's going to happen once they end up switching, but I think Valkyries are just right now, frankly, on cruise control.
Yeah, but obviously, still a couple rounds to go. Valkyrie is going to have to win
100%.
3 more rounds to change this out, but obviously, our eyes are on the Malusi. The strip club is her home. I really, really want to make a joke, but I'm not. I think you should. I have restraint. No, this is the first day of Project Eris, and I think I like my job, Santos. I think I'm not gonna risk that.
Oh, it's one of those type of jokes.
Well, with Zeal in a strip club, where did you think the joke was going?
That's fair. That's on me.
she's made her way out of it. It's still nobody's yet to really find Zeal or Val, and they're still just sending on in those drones, sending on in those Geminis, trying to find anything that will help them because obviously they have been very, very sneaky with their feet, and Flog is just absolutely abandoning the roamers and going straight into dirt.
Yeah, that's not the operator you want to send into dirt, is it? The Jackal pings are so valuable inside of the meta of Siege right now. Just being able to flush out anyone who has stepped a little bit too far away from their site is definitely something that Tachanka's Angels need to start taking advantage of. Well, the Nitro Cell, the first of which is not going to land onto anyone. Ancient One finding nothing with the dial-up, and well, that doesn't really seem to matter because Tachanka's Angels are kind of folding underneath all this pressure. Now, we have a little soft destruction coming out from Ice Rocker, but Zeal is on the other side, just sitting inside of the bathroom, and Val actually could eventually just play very aggressive and get inside of the bed, inside of the kitchen. But no, she'll just make her way down to the site and live to fight another day. Now, Stephos, she seems like she wants to take down Strip, but I'm seeing a lot of disjointedness coming out from Tachanka's Angels right now, V.
Yeah, and now Tachanka's Angels, now they're getting down to that 60-second margin. We are seeing the drone go on out, but I don't know if it's the lack of information that really is hurting them at this point. It's the fact that they're just not really able to get anything. But Flog taking out Ancient One, that is going to be huge. That is going to pick something up for Dirt for the initial push. Is now with Astra getting taken down into blue. This could be Tachanka's Angels' second round that they need, and with Psyche down as well. It is just up to the two that we have hyped this entire half. Zeal and Val, full health, one C4 in the hand, but it's all up to Zeal. It's going to have to be a 1v5 ace with the diffuser down. Things are going to have to go crazy. We're going to have to see, I think it's going to have to be the last game's final round right here to have something crazy happen. Zeal is going to push just a little bit, and they're just going to lose the initial gunfight. All the hype, nothing. All ignore it all. Sadly, didn't get one kill.
Yeah, I ignore the hype that we tried to bring. You know, we saw a miracle in that last round, or that last match coming out from Turler. Well, unfortunately Zeal doesn't have the same sort of miracle juice in the little cup as of right now. But you know, we still have a lot of opportunities here to see another miracle sort of play. And as we see Valkyries head onto the attacking side, well, I mentioned that they were on cruise control. Well, they took a little bit of a pit stop in that last round, didn't they? But Tachanka's Angels really only found success on that bottom floor bomb site, and well, they're not going to be going there. They're going to be heading up to that top floor, up to CCTV, and well, this is the most standard bomb site, as we've been alluding to throughout the course of this game, right? So hopefully, you know, you've stratted this out. Hopefully, you've scrimmed this in. Well, I want to see you mount this comeback starting right now.
I like the change of operators though. We got the Legion, the Frost, the Alibi, the Echo. The only sameness that we see from these two teams is going to be the mute of Toxic Page, and that is an exciting. Seeing different variants of operators, it honestly just makes for an exciting game. Seeing Frost mats. It is a lapse in judgment when you do see an attacker fall on a Frost map, but it is also very funny. So I mean, you know,
you want something to laugh at
take what you can. Funny versus actually winning. So you know.
I mean, we know the bell curve, right? Like, actually, with high level players, they're more susceptible to falling into a Frost bear trap. So, I mean, there's got to be there's got to be something, you know, strategic wise as to why they're bringing the Frost here. It adds a lot of pressure, that's for sure.
Yeah, and you can see with the under the windows going up in the garage, it's just a little bit of a mental check. You're testing Valkyries. Hey, can you think? Can you think under pressure? Can you think, wow, there might be a mechanical trap under me that I really should be aware of, otherwise it'll throw the entire round, that type of thing.
Well, interestingly enough, Tachanka's Angels have opted to leave the garage walls unreinforced, and while Sledge is going to have a field day with those, and Val has made her way into stock for absolutely free and is going to be able to deal with those mute jammers. Well, not as of yet. It's still sitting on that wall, and Val's going to have to extend a little bit more utility to allow Psyche to open up that wall. But again, we're seeing the pressure start early here from Valkyries. Astro will actually go down, though, so very good gunplay coming out from Tachanka's Angels already, establishing a little bit of momentum inside of this round, but Astra is in perfect position to get picked up. Now, Ice Rocker playing aggressively inside of Billiards, but it seems like Zeal has a beat on her position. She's just waiting for that rotation to come out from that Echo. But yeah, I mean, overall, good map positioning coming out from the Valkyries so far. It's just a matter of whether or not they're going to be able to do anything with it. Astra will eventually finally be finished off by Toxic Page, that MP5K putting in the absolute work. Zeal has been down inside of Lounge as well, and Valkyries maybe not as strong at the attacking side.
And everybody's favorite roaming operator, the thick Japanese boy that is Echo, actually not going to be able to claim the kill onto Zeal. They're still going to be holding the position, but that means that now they have an extra gun. They still have the 4 Arcus cameras that have yet to be deployed, and Ice Rocker still has a Yokai in their pocket as well that they have not deployed, so they're definitely on the run for their life, trying to still utilize that utility, but a quick trigger finger from Asian One is going to be their detriment. They're going to have to wait a couple more seconds just to really fight this one out, as T'Chaka's Angels still have control of Garage, of Rafters, everything that they need to really win this round out. Valkyries are going to have to struggle up against this Ancient One, being a little bit more cautious this time, and they're going to take out the real one. They can't be tricked for a second time, as Val's going to push on forward into the Garage, fire a little bit into Rafters, but get nothing in return, as it's a 4v3 with Zeal able to take out Ice Rocker. No Yokai slams to stop this diffuser, but that's going to be the struggle. Ancient One is either going to have to put this diffuser down, or they're going to have to get these kills in quick succession. There we go, 1, and there is going to be the second, and the Frostmat claims their kneecaps, but not before they win the round, and Valkyries still making sure they have a decent lead when it comes to this match.
The beginning of that round looked a little sus there. I'm not gonna lie there, Light Rose, but eventually the execute did come through. I thought with the little crossfire that T'Chaka's Angels had onto the Garage, I thought that spelled absolute doom for Valkyries, because it seemed like they stalled inside of that lounge area. They were just trying to take a little bit of a nap, it seems, inside of that lounge, and they were rested and rejuvenated for that final site push, and it really came down to just Ancient One being able to push her way aggressively inside of red. That was the really pivotal moment inside of that round. We're seeing it right now, and with Val going absolutely insane before eventually succumbing to the bear trap, unfortunately for T'Chaka's Angel, that's just an unfortunate set of circumstances that eventually led to their round loss. And, well, they're going to be trying this one again, and they had the pieces there, Light Rose, to, finish off the round. It just seemed to falter at the end there.
I guess it might show that, being a woman named Team Valkyrie, obviously one of the best women in Rainbow Six Siege, I will fight you on this. Over Tachanka, obviously we all love Tachanka. We love his unicorn headgear. I think that we'll grant him honorary status, but obviously nobody will be able to beat Valkyrie, and we can obviously see this with Valkyries being up 5-2. They're garnering that spirit that they have of the information gathering of Valkyrie. And in the end, Tachanka's, they're not even bringing Tachanka, they're bringing Capcan.
I mean, Russian for Russian, but I would have loved to see those fire grenades. It would have helped with the late round pacing, that's for sure. But Valkyries, again, with all the momentum in the world, and it seems like T'Chaka's Angels, they're deciding that they want to leave this garage wall unreinforced once again. And they're going to be using those Habana pellets to try and get an angle onto that CCTV window. The question is, are they going to be fighting it very aggressively? Flog has taken a little bit of damage. I'm not 100% sure where from, but I mentioned how Psyche tends to be that supportive support while she's finding the frags as well, and she's also able to get this wall open very early with only a minute about expended into the round. A lot of control being taken here from from Valkyries, excuse me.
Yeah, and Rafters is just free, and even though Rafters is free, they are going to be able to claim Zeal in bar, but now they just have to worry about their entire south side just gone. That it is just gone. And that is going to be a huge thorn in their side, especially because of how much time is left. 1:43, Melusi Banshee's gone. There's another angle as well outside. And yes, you have the man count, but this is scary. Ancient One's able to put the diffuser down as well. And that is scary as well. With Astra going down, the C4 is going to plate. And now with a 4v3, 3 people left just to stop match point at all. It's just Astra, Val, Psyche, and H1 trying to make sure that they win this round out. Paige able to claim the first kill, and with Ice, the second one. Doesn't matter how much HP they have, they're still going to be able to claim this one. Ice Rocker is going to be down, but they have the pings coming out, the red pings, they're so strong. And oh, they're worried about the wrong spot. It's Val finding one. They don't have the bullets of the LMG, but it doesn't matter. They're going to win it on out as Valkyries match point.
I mean, Valkyries deserve every single round that they've put up so far. And like you said, they found themselves onto match point, and really Tachanka's Angels just haven't had much of an answer for anything that Valkyries have brought to the table. And well, I want to see Tachanka's Angels try and bring it into a different site with, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to head down into that basement, down to the church and arsenal room. And well, unfortunately for them, I mean, if I were in their position, Light Rose, my mental would be absolutely shocked, because that was one of the best rounds that they've had in a while. They were able to find quite a few kills in that last round. Unfortunately, though, it really didn't net into anything, because we saw Valkyries put up yet another round. And well, like you said, Valkyries is on match point. Are Tachanka's Angels going to be that much more dangerous when their backs are against the wall? Let's see coming up right now.
Sometimes when the pressure's put on them, they're like a piece of coal. When you scrunch on them hard enough, they get hardened into diamonds. I think it's coal, right? That if you press hard enough, it becomes a shining beacon of all hope. And obviously, everybody in Rainbow Six Siege knows that diamond is the goal. Diamond is the ultimate goal, and right now Tachanka's Angels have the opportunity to really shine bright like a diamond, but it's all going to happen in about this 5 seconds. We're going to see this match start, or this round start. I want to look at the operator lineup that Tachanka's are bringing. Feels like the entirety of it, like everybody on it, is frags. That feels really what the goal is. It's to bait out Valkyries, whether it is the EDD, the Legion Mine, or these alibi holograms. It is just to gain frags. And is that a successful strategy?
I mean, so far it hasn't been. Valkyries have been able to deal with the aggression every step of the way. And Valkyries have some very good fragging operators in their own right. All of the guns on the Valkyries side are considered to be some of the strongest inside of Siege, if not maybe some of the lowest magazine counts, with Ancient One playing on that Type 89 from the Havana. But, I mean, this MP7 coming out from Zeal as well. Absolutely strong, but such smart plays coming out from Ice Rocker to take down Zeal. Man, that was actually, that was one of the smartest plays that I've seen in a while. Just taking out that double door and, yeah, just catching Zeal off guard. Wasn't expecting that sort of map knowledge coming out from Ice Rocker, and yeah, Tachanka's Angels, so far so good in this round so far.
Yeah, doing her a little dirty there. Zeal, ever since we've kind of swapped rounds, they haven't had that threatening presence that they initially had. Instead, it's kind of Val who's really took that one up. They were kind of the second man when it came to that defensive side. But as you can see, having 9 kills and 2 deaths. 9 and 2! That's insane to stay alive.
We're gonna have quite the MVP vote coming.
Oh, absolutely! Val starting this off so strong as well, shutting down the Rome Valkyries as well, and they're just gonna rush on in the site. It doesn't even matter at this point. It's now Psyche's gonna use the bomb as a natural cover, try to find one frag, really to win this one out. Impact gonna do a little bit of damage to Psyche, but obviously nowhere near enough. It's now actually they find themselves a little bit struggling. They just don't have the help from anybody on Valkyries, and it's the prone Vigil who finds the kill onto the ace. And now what seemed like really big hubris coming out from Valkyries, now things have just really gone down to the same way that they were.
Well, they have one thing that they can hold a little bit of hope in. It's that Val is still alive, and when Val is still alive, well, magic can happen at any point of the round. But unfortunately, Val will eat one of those Legion Goo mines, and that's going to expose her position at the bottom of main. And with 25 seconds to go, this is one of the best defensive efforts that we've seen from TACHANKA'S. And well, Ancient One, that's not exactly how you get the job done, is it? She's going to send it down the kitchen hatch, and unfortunately, the crossfires were established down there. Val is trying to alleviate some of the pressure so that they can get a kitchen drop going, but unfortunately, Flog is going to swing at the perfect moment. This is Astra's time to shine, and 7 seconds remaining. Unfortunately, well, Toxic Page hasn't really left at AK's position, and we'll find that final kill with the Vigil. So, the TACHANKA'S Angels live to fight another day, but it still has to be said that Valkyries are on match point, and well, I mean, that round was a little bit of a fluke there, wasn't it? I mean, setting it down the kitchen hatch, and unfortunately they weren't able to deal with the aggression that came out from TACHANKA'S Angels. You mentioned early there, Light Rose, that all of the operators from the TACHANKA'S Angels side were meant to go and get frags, and that's exactly what they did there.
Yeah, that round seemed kind of goofy from Valkyries.
Yeah.
Whether it was Psyche just rushing in on the side and having no help, and they were just looking around desperately wanting support, and just none were coming. They were all alone, and they just had to deal with it. So now that's the thing, is even though you did have a kind of very, very goofy and fluke-ish round, you're still up 3 rounds. That is the important thing, is you can have the ability to, go, okay, you know what? We're just having fun here. That is the goal of the game at this point. Having fun, typing in chat, the whole ordeal. And you can still win this match because you have a couple rounds to give.
I mean, shouldn't that be the goal anytime? No?
I mean, if you're at the Siege Invitational and you get
I feel like they're having fun.
And you get the option to have fun or win.
I think you're gonna win.
Exactly.
But one would argue that winning is fun.
Well.
Would you make that argument?
I mean,
I guess it's. I guess it's.
Brain go happy, so probably.
Brain go happy. Really?
I mean, yes. I believe that is the dopamine or endorphin, whatever. I don't really do science.
Science is quite the struggle, but I'll tell you what hasn't been a struggle. Valkyries have already made their way fully towards this garage side, and well, there's no one to contest inside of CCTV, just a little alibi hologram, one of those prismas there. Well, they're going to reposition Jay Holiday to try and sort of quell the sort of aggression that's coming out from Valkyries, but unfortunately just a missed time sort of vault over the box there will eventually get her
play
kill.
Ring Around the Rosie there?
She said, "Hey, chase me. I want to see you land your shots." And Psyche did exactly that.
She just spun in a circle. She just spun.
I mean, I'm glad that looked fun. That looked fun, like we were just talking about. So at least they're having fun, but the Claymore is there. Oh, Ice Rocker could potentially get a flank of the Century off, but she's going to have to deal with that Claymore before eventually trying to aggress on forward. And she knows that some of the members of Valkyries are sitting on this side and will take a little bit of health off of the Ancient One, and Zeal will eventually fall as well. That's your Nomad off the board, and well, all of the flank watch potential has been taken off the board. But Ice Rocker, please tell me she didn't walk into the
no. She for 100% did. That's exactly what happened.
Unfortunate. Well, I'm not sure what to say about that one. She saw the Claymore coming from a mile away, but unfortunately, well, she just wanted to play with the big red laser. But all of the anchors coming from TACHANKA'S Angels are in relatively good spots. They can potentially pull this defense off because Valkyries, well, they're a little worse for wear right now.
Yeah, but the thing is, with Ice Rocker nowhere near any sort of help, Ancient One's going to go on in, no Frostmat to be found, and they're going to get a nice little healing from Thunderbird. That is obviously one of the drawbacks of having that, is Toxic Page isn't going to even try to bring down the Castle Barricade until it is too late, as now the diffuser has gone down, and they're going to meet a face full of bullets, and now it's just Ice Rocker and Stephos all the way in construction, about to meet a face full of bullet, like I said earlier. And Ice Rocker met a Claymore of their own in that round. You see 2 Claymores in the chat, and there we go. Winning it out is Valkyrie 7-3. Well, I mean that was an enjoyable match. You could tell that both of these teams did have fun. They were enjoying themselves despite the outcome. We saw some great performances from especially Val on the attack as well as Zeal on the defense. I think those are two performances to highlight on Valkyries.
Val was insane no matter what course, what sort of phase of the game it was, right? Like she just was absolutely insane. I think she finished well over that 10 kill mark. So that's someone that you're gonna have to watch out for if you're playing Valkyries in a future week. But that's not to say that Tachanka's Angels, they had their moments. It's just that when you leave defaults up and when you walk into a claim floor that you see with your own plain two eyes, it's simply tough to get some wins. It's going to be tough to win rounds here, Light Rose.
Yeah, well, that was the first match that we have. Obviously, it's been the third match tonight, but I think that's just showing everybody what they've got in store. The initial response, the initial impressions are going to be very, very important. But obviously, we are not done tonight. We have one more match, obviously, and that's going to be very, very exciting. We get to see Mirage. That's the team that some people know and love, me included. And we're going to see you after the break, and we'll be right back.